Hi, welcome back to my capstone project, and this time I'm going to be talking about the findings that I did throughout the survey that I proposed to 20 participants. These participants vary from baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, and Generation Z. I was pretty comfortable about proposing this to a couple of my friends, as well as coworkers and family of friends, so just to understand a little bit more throughout each generation and kind of get a variety of where we stand when it comes to social media and the usage that we have throughout social networking. So throughout this survey, I got 20 participants. It got divided. There was about 4 baby boomers. Most of them, about 70% of everybody, was millennials, and this millennials vary from people who use social media in a personal usage and people that are using social media to become influencers to build a community platform and to kind of be there for other people. So throughout the survey, I was able to understand a little bit more what each generation is conducting through their own social media perspectives and how they're using it. And I was a little surprised when it came down to the platforms that they use. Of course, everybody's into Instagram, so I did get a higher percentage through Instagram. And then we had the baby boomers that are mostly, almost all of them, were into Facebook. But then I was surprised that a lot of them were interacting through Snapchat and through Twitter. This vary between millennials and Generation Z. So throughout this survey, I was able to see the difference of how people are interacting throughout this point of views on their social media platforms. I did get a lot of that it was just mainly for themselves. It was just for fun that they were using it, and that came a little bit more between millennials and Generation Z. And then when it was about baby boomers, it was more about interacting with family and friends, trying to find that networking and always be connected with families that are not close by, friends that live in another city, another country, another state. So just kind of feeling that interaction with them. That was the main purpose throughout baby boomers. And also how they're still learning to use the social media platforms. They're still trying to figure out what the point of it is. They're still trying to figure out how to interact. What's the point about posting? And also knowing that when it comes to baby boomers, there are more into like posting and actually reading throughout the social media platforms and kind of paying more attention to what's going on. When it comes to millennials, it's pretty much more about them finding themselves and finding interests and values that interact with them, that makes them who they are, and finding that community that is just like them. And through the organization that I provided throughout this project, a lot of millennials are actually building their own business platforms throughout these organizations just to be influencers when it comes to fitness, be there for people when it comes to their health and their fitness journeys. And then I also had some millennials that are using this platform so they could build a personal business usage and be able to motivate others. It could be like motivational speakers, and it could also be about them just finding people that they can relate to and build that community among themselves and continue to grow throughout the social media platforms. So other things that I did find interesting throughout this project and the survey that I proposed was that not everyone has a good experience when it comes to social media, and this could vary from generation to generation. It all depends on how they're willing to use it and what their point of view throughout of it is. Of course, there's always going to be a downside to things, but it all depends how you're willing to move forward from it and how you're willing to continue interacting and social networking with other people who are actually there to support you, who are actually there to listen to you, and build that community among one another. So it was really interesting to see and to kind of understand the variety that there is between social media usage and the generations, and also interesting to see that it all started off with just using social media for fun. And as we continue to grow, as social media continues to grow, this is only going to continue to get bigger and bigger for some of us, but not for everyone. And as it will continue to expand throughout time, this could vary and this could change more within generations, especially the upcoming generations that we have. we're all into social media. Schools are providing it more, work is using it more. So it's kind of interesting to see where this is going to take us and how far we can go throughout the usage of social media. And also, throughout the survey, I was able to come together into understanding a little bit more the training that needs to be provided for the usage of social media among generations. And it's pretty much understanding that everybody is at a different level throughout knowing and being familiar with social media. So when it comes to training, it's about teaching and showing others that it has to start off slow. You can't just jump in straight to social media. You can't just start showing up like crazy and posting so much at once, because it just gets boring for other people. And it's also important, very important, to learn who your audience is, who you're trying to interact, who you're trying them to interested in you. It's much easier when it comes to just being family and friends because everyone can relate, but it's also a little bit more complicated or a little bit more hard to get around with when it comes to anyone that is trying to build a business, because you're trying to find that influence, be that influence for someone, and be there for somebody that is going to go ahead and support you. So that is the training purpose of this, is to find that balance and understanding when it comes to working, when it comes to the mixture of work as well as the mixture of a personal communication among social media. And that's how I'll be concluding this. And I hope you're enjoying the project so far. And thank you for watching.